Hello, I'm Eric Olson. Welcome again to this online edition of On Cue with folks having a little more time at home, maybe to watch videos and learn about things. We are reaching out to some of our most interesting and successful employers in the area to just learn a little bit more about their businesses. And one of them is Akkerman Inc. in Brownsdale. And Justin Akkerman joins us now. Congratulations are in order, I believe. You just were named president not too long ago.
That's correct. I'm on day 3 of the job right now. So, yeah.
What an interesting company, and third generation, your family, started by your grandpa. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yep. So, my grandpa started the business. Actually, back in the 50s, he was a general contractor in the area, in the Brownsville area, and they did a lot of sewer and water type pipe installations using open cut methods. And what happened was they were getting projects where they had to put in these lines underneath. It could be a railroad, road type of applications, and they would actually put a steel casing in the ground, and they would be pushing on that steel casing, and they would have a guy up in there in that pipe with a shovel, could be a shovel, and excavating that material. And then they would push that pipe through the ground with a couple rams that would be in that pit. And that technology is still used today. Obviously, it's not the safest, it's not the fastest, but it can get the job done. So back in the 50s, a good friend of his, they were working together. They came up with an idea to mechanize that type of that installation, and came up with a tunnel boring machine, or we call it a TBM. So they used that machine. They perfected it over about a dozen years and fine tuned it, because the mechanics was there. It's just, how do you orientate the teeth? How fast do you cut? How do you remove material? So they did that, very successful with that. And then another friend of his recommended that he would, you guys should sell these, make these and sell these. So they did that for quite a number of years, but also doing the contracting side of it. And then that's how Akkerman became in 73 is that's when Akkerman Inc. was born, was 1973. And then over the years, we had a couple different product lines, based on what was going on in the markets, and kind of grew into that. We've always been in Brownsdale. We don't plan to move, and got a great group of people around here.
And I think you have about 50 or so employees and representatives elsewhere who call on customers.
Yep. We're about 75 employees full time. We do have a global presence, but our strengths are in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, just because we have to support these machines, this equipment, these projects. So we pride ourselves on that. We can send a guy out there same day or next day and help out with that customer, whether it's troubleshoot a problem, and just be there for support. So we're set up to do that. We're centrally located in the U.S. where we can do that. International work, it's there, but we dabble in it, but it's not our bread and butter.
And what I'd liken it to, in reading about your company, it's almost like underground construction. Just like you have all the big machinery above ground, it's underground, and you are creating the pathway. So it's but it's the way to get the material out so that the pipe can go in. Is that right?
Yep. So exactly right. So there's a lot of other equipment too that can put a line or a pipe in the ground. Where we come into the market is online and on grade. So a lot of our applications are for gravity sewer, where you need to have a certain grade, so the sewer does run downhill. But yeah, so our machines are set down in a pit, and then they're pushed horizontally through the ground. Some of them do have operators in the machine, running the machine, steering the machine. On the smaller ones, we have guidance systems that use a theodolite with a camera mounted on there for guidance. We also have some very sophisticated machines that can operate underneath or in the groundwater table. So our machines have been used to we call it lake taps, where they actually tunnel right into a lake. So they're sealed machines. But yes, the whole premise is to for the machine to excavate the material, and behind that machine, it could be a concrete pipe, steel casing, fiberglass pipe that we're pushing behind the machine, and that's the final product. Is once that machine comes through the ground, you'll have a finished, complete tunnel, to put into service. It's tough to explain, but we've got a lot of good videos online, that kind of stuff. But there's one more thing that I forgot to mention is not only the precision. So, some of our machines can put in, up to 1,500, 2,000 feet of pipe and be within about 1/8 of an inch where it needs to be in the end. So again, that's the accuracy. It's the on grade. So.
And you make these precision parts. You must need a lot of different skill sets from your employees. I mean, all kind engineering and computer expertise. If there's a young person watching right now, what kind of things should they be studying in school if they want to become one of your employees in the next generation?
Sure. Yeah. It's a big deal, especially in the trades. When I say trades, I'm talking about welding, machining, mechanical assembly. We're lucky that we've got a good group, a good base of people around here that are great workers. We belong to a few groups where it's tough. It's tough to find skilled labor. So I guess what we try to do is outreach to the high schools and kind of get kids excited about getting into welding, machining. We'll bring them into the shop and show them what it looks like. What is it? What would your typical day look like? And it's a lot of the kids are surprised. Our shop is set up nice. It's clean. It's well lit. It's not a dark dungeon, dirty place. It's a great place to work. As far as engineering goes, mechanical engineering, we have a couple guys that write our software for our machines. So if you like to know how things are built, engineering classes, math classes are huge. I am an engineer, so I understand what it takes to be there. And I guess I wish I would have learned more of the welding, the mechanics side of it when I was in school. So I would recommend kids to take those classes to learn about it, because there's a lot of great jobs out there, great wages, that's out there. So.
And you have had such success in your generations. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I like to say we've got a good name in the community. We pay our employees well. We try to do things, outside of work, as employee appreciation, that kind of stuff. It's just neat. Just the stuff that we make here in Brownsdale, Minnesota. It's always neat to go out in the shop and see what we're making and the new ideas that we're coming up with. So they're not just doing one little task. What they do is they can see it in the shop. Where does it go? How does it affect things? And try to get them out to jobs. It's tough to get employees out to jobs, but we did have a job in Rochester just this past winter. So we shuffled probably 50 some employees out there, and just to see what they're doing in the shop, what they're doing in engineering, how it affects, or what the end user is doing with the equipment. So it just kind of ties it all together.
Thank you very much, Justin, for your time, and congratulations. Continued good success to you.
Okay, thank you.
My guest has been Justin Akkerman, president of Akkerman Inc. in Brownsdale. That'll do it for us right now. Till next time, I'm Eric Olson. So long.